I mean, when we did the first film, we were talking about the potential of this film. We're talking about a Huntsman spin-off. We're talking about a Snow White sequel. And look, if there's an audience for either or both, then fantastic, you know. And I think that was the goal here, to do something, as you said, different. And then whether we segue back into, you know, more directly into that world, who knows?
Yeah, that was the appeal for me, was that you see the origin of the character as a very normal girl with sort of normal hopes and desires for life, and she's perfectly happy not discovering this power that seems to be a hereditary thing in her family, and she just wants to get married and have a child, and then suffers this great loss, and through that she becomes hardened, and hair turns white, as it does. Just skin turns white, and she becomes this ice queen who just wants to kidnap children and strip love out of their lives, with good intentions, obviously, to protect them from future heartbreak. But so yeah, this is where Chris comes in. He is one of my children. I play his mummy in this, right?
Yes, Mum. When we talked about doing this film and doing the spin-off of the first one, that was one of my concerns, or one of my focuses, was to just have it be lighter in tone and a greater sense of adventure and up the humour. And even in the early drafts we got in, it was headed in that direction, and then we all kind of did our bit to alter it, and you guys especially kind of added quite a few jokes in and humour and fun. And I think it's great. It helps ground the fantastical elements of it all.
I had this thing where I'd work with someone, he used to say a thing, if something happened in rehearsal, he'd say, "Dear diary, a strange moment this morning when such and such." And Chris seemed to latch on to that. So
I butchered it, yeah. It was much funnier when you did it. But.
Well, no, he would constantly be saying, "Dear diary."
Dear diary.
I think the other thing that made us laugh a lot is wanting to go home immediately we came onto set. So we'd kind of set up the shot, and then I'd always say to Chris, "All right, well, that is the shape of it. Let's leave it there, and we will hit it hard on Monday." But it was Monday. You know.
We did actually 3 weeks of what we call dwarf school,
Okay.
which involved the four of us getting to know each other with our doubles, all having movement training, and then going off behind Shepperton. There's a woods there, and our movement trainer would, take us out, and we'd be in a row, all trying to do this dwarf waddle. I mean, that was kind of bonding experience.
I'd already, for the first film, I'd already gone through Dwarf College, so
You'd graduated.
I did like an hour every Tuesday night, and that was it.
Colleen Atwood's the costume designer, and she is amazing, and her attention to detail and the creativity of what she kind of infuses into the costumes is really remarkable, and she cares deeply. She's there every day, and that's quite rare for a costume designer, to just be on set all the time. And but she does have this thing where, I have this massive silver cloak made of braided silver leather, and when I see 4 grown men wrestling it onto set, it's when you're like, oh, that is definitely going to be heavy. And so I would put it on, and I said to Colleen, I went, "Oh God, it's really heavy, Colleen." And she goes, "I know." And she looked at me as if, like, it's about as heavy as my sack of Oscars. So just wear it, basically.